All right, let's dive into some serious, hard-earned wisdom today. Now, this isn't your typical financial lecture. Not at all. Think of it more like a letter sent back from the future. It's from a 50-year-old professional looking back and sharing the exact advice they wish someone had given them when they were just starting out. So let's unpack these lessons together.
You know, the author just sets the stage so perfectly here. This advice, it's not coming from some billionaire on a yacht. Nope. It's from someone who's actually lived it. We're talking 27 years of work, paying off loans, raising a family, navigating the real financial world with all its ups and downs. This is advice that's grounded in, well, reality.
So yeah, you really should think of this as a personal letter sent back through time. It's specifically addressed to a 23-year-old engineer, big dreams, maybe a small bank account. But honestly, the lessons in here are for anyone, at any age, who's just starting to build their future.
And here's the promise, okay? We are skipping all the feel-good fluff. We're skipping the complex textbook jargon. This is advice that was forged over decades of actual, hands-on experience. It's just pure, unfiltered reality. Okay, so let's get into the first big idea. And honestly, this is arguably the most important one. The massive danger of putting things off and what really happens when we tell ourselves we'll deal with our money later. This right here just completely flips conventional wisdom on its head. See, we're all taught to believe that getting wealthy means you have to invest these huge sums of money. But the real secret, the actual magic ingredient, it's not the amount you invest. It's the amount of time you give your money to grow. I mean, does this sound familiar to you? It basically means, my salary's kind of low right now. Let me just get settled in a bit, then I'll start investing. This is probably the single most common excuse we all tell ourselves. And look, it feels logical, right? It even sounds responsible. But trust me, it's a trap. That one little word, fear, then, later. It is without a doubt the single most expensive word in a young professional's vocabulary. And the cost of that delay? Well, as we're about to see, it's absolutely massive. And this just shows you exactly why later never really comes. I mean, think about it. In your 20s, you're grinding, you're focused on your career, building skills, and you think you have all the time in the world. But then, bam, your 30s hit. And yeah, your salary is better, sure, but so are your expenses. We're talking mortgages, car loans, family responsibilities. It all starts piling up, and suddenly you're forced to start investing from a way, way more difficult position. All right, to make this crystal clear, let's look at a super simple story. It shows the almost unbelievable power of just starting early. Okay, so let's break this down because this is important. We've got two people. Person A starts at 23, they invest 5,000 rupees a month, but only for 10 years, and then they stop completely. Now, person B, they wait until they're 33, but they invest 15,000 a month, 3 times as much for a full 20 years. So, person B invests a whole lot more money over a much longer period of time, right? So, who do you think is gonna win? I mean, based on pure logic, who comes out on top? The person who invested way more money for way longer? Or the one who started early and then just stopped? Okay, here's the mind-blowing part. The reality? Person A, the early starter, often ends up with more money. How is that possible? It's simple. Their money had an extra 10 years to just sit there and grow totally uninterrupted. That, my friends, is the magic of compounding. It's not intuitive at all, but it is a cold, hard, mathematical fact. So here's the lesson. The crucial takeaway is this. Starting late forces you to invest under pressure. You're trying to play catch-up, throwing bigger amounts of money at the problem. But money, it doesn't respond to pressure. It responds to time. You give it time, and it does all the heavy lifting for you. Okay, so that's the theory, but let's see how this applies in the real world. We're going to shift from this abstract idea of compounding to a very concrete, very personal number that, let's be honest, most of us try not to think about, our retirement number. No, seriously, take a second and actually think about this. How much monthly income will you need when you retire? It's a question most 23-year-olds just brush off, right? Because retirement feels like a lifetime away. But I promise you, ignoring this question now is a decision you will absolutely regret later on. All right, let's just pick a number to make this real. Let's say you want 50,000 rupees a month after you retire. So what kind of nest egg, what size of a corpus do you need to build up to generate that kind of income without ever running out of money? The answer is about 2 crore rupees. Yeah, and look, I get it. Seeing a number that big can be intimidating. It's a huge number. But the point isn't to scare you. The point is to make the goal real.
It takes saving for retirement from this vague, fuzzy idea and turns it into a concrete target you can actually aim for.
And this right here is the critical mistake. Most people just drift through their careers without ever calculating this number. They only start thinking about it in their late 40s or 50s, and by then, that mountain looks impossibly steep to climb.
Okay, so we know why we need to start early, and we know what our target number is. The big question is, how? How do we actually bridge that gap between knowing something and doing something? Well, the answer lies in making your financial future visible right now, today. This is just a deep psychological truth. You can read articles and stare at spreadsheets all day long, but that stuff rarely sticks. Real, lasting change, that happens when you can actually see the connection between what you do today and what happens tomorrow. And this is where modern financial tools are a total game changer. I mean, a good net worth tracker literally shows you a graph of your own future. It lets you see how your investments grow year by year. It shows you the devastating impact of delaying by just 5 years. You can watch how loans eat into your wealth. It turns all these abstract ideas into a clear visual story about your life.
All right, let's start to wrap this up. We're going to summarize the most critical pieces of advice from our 50-year-old mentor. This is it, the ultimate takeaway.
Here it is, a simple, actionable checklist. Number 1, start investing in your 20s. Now, even small amounts. 2, consistency beats intelligence. Just being consistent is better than being a market genius. 3, remember, it's about time in the market, not timing the market. 4, don't wait to earn more. Start with what you have. 5, visualize your future. Don't just guess at it. 6, managed loans are fine. It's the unmanaged ones that are dangerous. And finally, number 7, retirement planning is not optional. Every single point here is a lesson that was paid for with decades of real-world experience. And this is the final and most powerful message. The single greatest financial asset you will ever have is time. It's more powerful than a huge salary. It's more powerful than a hot stock tip or a fancy degree. It is a non-renewable resource. And you, right now, you have it in abundance. The only question left is, what are you going to do with it?